this video, we will be answering one of the tricky problems in the topic circle, wherein we are given 3 points from our circle, then we are asked to provide the equation of the circle, and then after that we are asked to sketch the graph. Let us read the problem. Determine the equation of the circle which passes through the points -1, 2, 0.05 and the 0.21, and we are asked to sketch the graph. To sketch the graph, we will be using the Dismos. So our given points are the points -1, 2, 0.5 and 2, 1. Let us graph that in our Dismos. Then you will have -1, 2. We will label that as A. We also have the point 0.5. We will label that as point B. We also have the point C, wherein that is the point 2, 1. Oops. 2, 1. We will label that as the point C. Okay. These are the points from our circle. So probably our circle will look like this. So we will have print screen. We will go back here. You will have it here, face picture, then you crop it so that you can easily look for the graph of your given problem. Okay, enter. Okay, and after that you can adjust it, and this is now the graph of the given problem. Okay, so how to answer problem like this? So to answer problem like this, you need to find there are two different approaches here. It's either you will be using the general form or you will be using the radius. If you are using the general form, then you should solve for the value of the general form. Then you should solve for the value of D, E, and F. So let us use first the general form, and later we will be using the radius. So if you will be using the general form, then you will substitute each of these points in our general form. Let us use first the first point, which is the point -1, 2. So we will substitute it here. So this is the value for x, this is the value of y. This point satisfies your equation because this is one of the points of your circle. So you can substitute it here in the x, while this ordinate will be substituted to our y. So it will be -1 squared plus our y is 2, so you have 2 squared, while our D is unknown, the one that we will be looking at later. Our X again is -1. Our E is unknown, but our Y is +2 plus the unknown F equal to 0. Then we will simplify it. It will be +1 plus 4 minus d plus 2e plus f equal to 0. Simplify it further, then you will have positive 5 minus d plus 2e plus f equal to 0. Then let us name it as equation number 1. Then next is we will be using the next point 0.5. Okay, the next point is the point 0.5. So you have 0, 5. Again, we will substitute it to our general form. So you will have 0 squared plus 5 squared plus d times 0 plus e times our y, which is 5, plus f equal to 0. Then we will simplify it further, so you will have here 25, d will be 0, you have plus 5e plus f equal to 0. Then we name it as equation number 2. So we will be using it later together with equation 1 and equation 3 later. So our last point, the third point, is the point 2,1. So we will substitute it to our general form. So you will have 2 squared y squared 1 squared plus dx, our x is 2, plus ey, our y is 1, plus f equal to 0. Then simplify, so you will have here 4 plus 1, so you have now 5, plus 2d, plus e times 1 is just e, plus f equal to 0. And we will label it as equation number 3. We have now 3 equations having 3 unknowns. So we will be solving for the value of d, e, and f. Now we will be combining equation number 1 and equation number 2. So let's adjust this. So we will eliminate one of the unknowns. So we have here equation 1, 5 minus d plus 2e plus f equal to 0. Well, equation 2, you have 25 plus 5e, let's align them, plus f equal to 0. So if you wish to eliminate one of the unknowns, you should think of a process so that it will be eliminated. What do you want to eliminate? It's either you subtract, you add, or you multiply constant to one of the equations so that it will have the same with the other equation that you want to eliminate. So here you want to say probably you want to eliminate f, so you may subtract. So if you subtract, so you have 5 minus 25 is negative 20. Negative d minus 0, so you have minus d. Positive 2e minus 5e, so you have negative 3e. F minus f is 0. 0 minus 0 is also 0. Then we label it as equation number 4. The next thing that we will do is we will combine equation 2 and equation 3. Okay, For equation 2, we have 25 plus 5e plus f equal to 0. For equation 3, we have 5 plus 2d plus e plus f equal to 0. So here, since we only have f having the same numerical coefficient, to make it easy, we will just subtract it. But in case you don't have numerical coefficient, you don't have term having the same numerical coefficients, then you should multiply either one of the equations or both of the equations so that they will be the same. So we subtract here, so you will have 25 minus 5 is 20, 0 minus 2d is 2d, 5e minus e is positive 4e, plus the one that we want to eliminate. Of course it will be 0. 0 minus 0 is also 0. We label it as equation number 5. Equation number 5. So we have now two equations having two unknowns. So now we will eliminate one of the unknowns. And there are a lot of ways in solving this, or in finding the unknowns d and e. So remember, in the systems of equations having two unknowns, you may use the elimination, the substitution, or even you may use the Cramer's rule, the Gaussian elimination, or the Gaussian elimination. So here maybe we will just use the elimination. Maybe we will have another video tackling those different ways in finding the unknowns in systems of equations having two unknowns. So here you don't have you don't have terms having the same numerical coefficients, so it would be better that we will multiply. Say we will multiply 2 in equation number 4, so you will have negative 40 minus 2d minus 6e equal to 0. Then we will just simply copy the equation number 5, so you have 20 minus 2d plus 4e equal to 0. So now, since we have the same numerical coefficient, then probably d will be eliminated later. Since they have the same numerical coefficients, then we will subtract. But in case they have the same number but different in sign, then you should add to make it so that it will be eliminated. By here, you will subtract. So if you subtract, so you have negative 40 minus negative 20, so that is negative 60. Negative 2d, negative, it will be positive, so it will be 0. Negative 6e minus 4e, so negative 10e equal to 0. As you observe, we have now one equation having one unknown, so we can solve for e. You can transfer 60, so you have negative 10e equal to positive 60. Because it is negative, transfer to the other side, it will be positive 60. We divide both sides by 10, so your e is negative 10. Divide both sides by negative 10, so the answer is negative 6. So our e is negative 6. After finding e, we will now solve for the value of d. How? We may use either of the two equations, either equation number 4 or equation number 5. So we may use equation number 5. So it will not matter whether what equation you want to use, the same answer will be right. So you have 20 minus 2d minus 4e equal to 0. So now our e is negative 6, so it is now 20 minus 2d plus 4 times negative 6 is negative 24 equal to 0. So now we have one equation having one unknown, and that is the unknown d. It is now negative 2d minus 4 equal to 0. Transfer 4 to the other side, so you have 2d equal to positive 4. So obviously, if we divide both sides by negative 2, so it is just equal to negative 2. So we are now done finding the d that is equal to negative 2. We only have one left, which is the f. In finding the value of f, we may use equation 1, 2, or 3. But here I decided to use equation 1, so I will just substitute the value of e and d. So we will now have 5 minus our d is negative 2, so negative 2, so plus 2, plus 2e, negative 6 times 2 is negative 12, plus f equal to 0. So it is just 7 minus 12, that is just negative 5, plus f equal to 0. To transfer 5 to the other side, so your f is equal to positive 5. So your f is equal to positive 5. So we are now ready to provide our equation of circle. Remember, the general form of the equation of the circle is x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equal to 0. And we are done solving for the value of d, e, as well as the f. So the equation now, the one that we are looking for, is x squared plus y squared. Our d is negative 2, so you have negative 2x. Our e is negative 6, so you have 6y plus our f, which is 5. This is now the equation of the circle that passes through the points A, B, and C. So watch for our next video as we consider another way of solving this problem, wherein we will be using the radius. We will be finding the distance from the center going to the 3 points. So we will have point A to the center, radius, point B to the center, still radius, point C to the center, so it is also the radius.